Hello, welcome. I am doing my first video ever on YouTube today. I'm so excited that you chose my video to watch. I want to go over just a couple things that I do on a day-to-day basis. So I have already washed my face and now I'm ready to apply the first step in my makeup day-to-day. So after I've washed my face, I always use a moisturizer. Now this line I've used for a while now, and yes, I have an occasional breakout. It's typically around my chin area, which is hormonal, but my face has seen a huge improvement in like my pores. Like I definitely don't see them as much. Just looking into the pores, they're not as visible because I've been using this line. I will tag it in the bottom. They are a local business. I love supporting local businesses. So if you do live in the California area, this is your brand for sure. All right, so I'm going to moisturize first. Don't need very much, just like a little dollop on your finger. And I like to just get in there all the way because you want your skin to hold as much moisture as you can so you don't wrinkle. When you have smoother skin, the makeup just lays better versus dry, flaky skin, then your foundation's just gonna come off quicker. Okay, now that the moisturizer is good, the next step that I do is I just put my hair up. And I know I don't have very much, but it gets in my way and I don't want any of my color of my foundation or anything to get in my hair. Have you ever seen that when people have like foundation in their hair, like from the brush? I don't think that's a good look personally, and I'm not trying to accomplish that. So next I'm gonna use a primer. I use e.l.f. I think they're cheap and I do like the product feeling on my face, meaning when I put it on, my face does feel like butter. It's the only reason why I use it. It also lucked out that it was cheap because I think I found out that it was cheap first before I found out it was actually a good product. All the e.l.f. products that I've used I've always really liked. I just feel like they do the job. And again, I'm gonna just kind of let my primer sit, and I always go right to eyebrows. I think this is like my favorite thing. I do have pretty good shaped eyebrows. It's taken a few years to tame them down, sculpt them out, but again, I just use NYX. It's like a brow filler. I don't like to go dark brown. Like my hair is kind of like a sandy blonde ash. I don't know. This is kind of ash. I think if you go too dark, it's just really harsh. And so another thing I like to do is I actually like to comb it out. So I like the fact that there's a comb on here, because when you go to do your eyebrow, you don't want to just paste it down because then it looks matted. Like if it dries and you put too much product on your eyebrow, easily look like a bad look. So I'm gonna do the first one. And I'm just gonna go up, and I want to follow the natural arch of my like hair, and then I'm gonna go down just a little bit. Now you can see how there's like little spaces right there. That's where I really push down on the brush and it gets rid of that space. That's what you're trying to accomplish. You want a full brow. So I know I have like a little bit of spotchiness like right here, so I'll fill that in. Now this is every day. This goes really quick in the mornings. I am just kind of taking my time to show you. And if I do it if I do a 5-minute face, but I do it well, that always makes a huge difference too. So there's one brow, big difference. I think that's a little bushy right there, but doesn't that just look better? That looks so much better. So now I'm gonna go to the side, same thing. Now both of my brows are done. Looks good. So I'm gonna go in with a green color correcting concealer because green and red are opposite on the color wheel, which is then gonna cover it up underneath the foundation. So I always just go over, like just looking at my face quickly, there. This always just makes everything a little bit more obvious. And I was like, oh, I'm not breaking out that bad. And then you go and you use the green dot and it's like a highlight. But no one will see this after you put your foundation on. I'm putting all the green on any blemish that I can kind of see from further away. You don't need to be like super precise. See, look at that. So you break out, it's normal. Stress happens. It's not a big deal. Okay, after you have the color correcting, I go in with a harsher brush, which is just flat, and that way it like really digs into the pore, so I just pat it. Try to make the skin tight and get in there. Don't smudge it, it'll come off like right away. And then I just kind of disperse it because my whole chin is always red. Like everything always right here is red for me. And then every once in a while you can see I get some up here. That's probably from my hairline and the oils. So that's, I can kind of avoid that. So keep watching. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation. Again, Ulta came through. This stick foundation I really like, and I've kind of transitioned into using it differently. I've never done this before, so I used to just go and like color my face. And recently, I just take the brush now and go over it. I think that works a lot better. So I actually took a little too much. So what I'm gonna do is just barely put it. I don't like covering my face up a lot, especially if it's a day-to-day look. This is probably all I really need, and that's almost too much. So I like to disperse what I put on the brush that goes onto my face now. So I do like, again, wherever you had the majority of the color, like I had a majority of the green on my chin, so I'm gonna put a majority of the foundation there. You have to cover up the green. You can't leave it showing. That's our secret, that's our beauty secret. That's my foundation. That's pretty much what I do. That's it. Next, if I have a little extra time, I do like to use like a contour, and I just use a powder one. I don't want something really harsh, and like I feel like during the day it's definitely harder to keep a liquid on than a powder for some reason, at least with my face. So I don't do very much, but what I do is I take a little contour and I look at my face shape, and that'll tell me where to put it. So looking at my face shape right here, you can see that it goes wide, narrow, and there's the little peak right here, and then there dips. That right there, so this is my cheekbone. My cheekbones are like back instead of like forward. So when I want to smile, I want that contour right there. So I'm gonna go with this angled brush because it goes so much smoother up into that crease because my hair will be there. So I kind of want that kind of darker. And then underneath that cheekbone. And I don't want this to be obvious. I don't want people to know. And then I always go, again, because you saw it goes out in. That contour of your head is where you put the contour of your makeup. Just like that. So now I'm just gonna match the other side. Same thing, I look for my natural contour. Don't try to create your own contour, that's gonna look weird. It's not gonna go with your face. That took me a while to learn. I used to put it like right here, and that's where the wide area of my is. I don't know. I don't need the widest part of my face there. I want like the smallest. Last step that I do is mascara. Ulta came through again with the win. I don't know why it happened to be almost 3 in a row. So this is Ulta Beauty Maximum Lashes. I swear by this one. I have used a couple others of the Ulta line and I was not impressed, but this one, this is the motherboard. And one thing that I would say is take time on your lashes in the morning. That's something I've recently learned. It makes such a difference in your look when you kind of take the time to actually put your makeup on. I didn't used to do that and I still looked tired throughout the day and it fell off quickly. So I'm gonna do like what I used to do where I just kind of go on like really fast and then I'll take my time and you guys will see the difference. So I'll do this real quick. So usually I was just so fast to do it. I was like, okay, let's just hurry up. And I'm always doing this like in my car. I don't have like a lot of time. And then I'll go down and I'll close my eye and I'll shift the brush back to left, like left to right. So put it in there, done. So that's kind of like what I would do and I'd walk away. Now, when I have 2 extra seconds, that's not bad. Like you can see that it gives your eye way better. Doesn't that look nicer? Okay, so now take your time. So I always go from the root up. You wanna almost like brush, again, like your eyebrow. You wanna brush your eyelashes all the way up. And I add that I just keep dipping and dipping. Now, I don't know if that means that this is not the best type of mascara, but I do have to dip quite a bit. So I always like to bring my eye up, even in the fast one that I did. So I'm gonna focus on that a little bit more and really cake it on. So you kind of think of it as like painting. So the first step, you just like lathered up the lashes. Now the second step is to make that second coat. I did use one of their primers just to try it out. I wasn't very impressed. I got the blue one. I mean, honestly, I think I would just use it as blue mascara. It didn't really do much for me. I didn't see a difference. But you see how much more time I'm taking on each individual lashes? And it's important not to go, because I missed like the inside. When you take the outside, or take the time to actually put it in the center, makes your eye look bigger. Look at that right there. I didn't have that over there. It's the same thing on the bottom. I don't like to go very heavy on the bottom. I just need to make sure that people can see that I have them. Okay, last through, I'm just gonna blink and go through it. Last one. I've never watched myself this close doing it. There we go, done. So you can see the difference that it makes. Look at that, that looks like a fake eyelash almost. You can totally see the difference. This would be like if I'm doing it in my car, but I've been telling myself lately, like, take the time to do your eyelashes properly. And then this would be just with a little extra more time. That's all I usually have time for. Again, if I just happen to get up on a better day, I will do a little bit of eyeshadow. I have this Morphe palette. I will tag it in the bottom. When I saw this palette, I was like, these are all the colors that look good against my skin. Like my eyes pop with all these colors. Like, look at that. That's how you know you have a good palette. I'm obsessed with this one. Oh, love it. I don't get to play around with makeup very much, but I've been using this one a lot. That's literally like a little tanner than my natural skin. And I put that over my lashes and I'm done. And there isn't really any shimmer or anything to it. So it's pretty basic. I use a big brush. I don't know, just found it. Like this. That's it. I have noticed though that I have like an obvious crease of where, like, you can see it here without even putting on makeup. And that's it. And I literally just get it up in there. And that would be pretty much what I do for my makeup on a day-to-day basis. I think that my makeup is minimal. I literally just need foundation. I need a good mascara and a brow wand, and I think I'm good. Like, that's all I really need. So hopefully, if you at least go to Ulta, I think that you'd find some of these products really good and they're cheap. I absolutely love Ulta products. I'm not sponsored, but I do feel like if you know something works, then tell other girls. And most girls will believe you because they'll see it on your face. So that is all I had today. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time.